Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul. We're actually hitting the road today. After my haircut, I'm going to see a client's house. They bought a 1785 American Colonial. It was one of the first homes built once America became America. 1776 is when we became a country. So 1785, 9 years later, it used to be British Colonials. So this is one of the original American Colonials. It's a 7,700 square foot home and it's being completely redone. Right now there's no heating, no plumbing, but my client is really good with his hands, and I also train his wife, and she has a really good interior design, decorative eye, so they're going to restore it to spec as close to 1785 as possible. So we're going to go see the bare bones. We're going to bring them a succulent that I put together from succulents make baby succulents, and I just have this bin where I just they just multiply, so I like to give them away as presents. So this is going to be their housewarming plant present. Additionally, I planted a seed from my yard, a sugar maple tree seed, in that pot, so as it germinates and grows over winter time, they could plant it outside in the spring. So I thought that would be pretty cool if we could get that to germinate. So that's all coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. To my client's house. We're like 5 minutes away, but this is the little decorative pot I had picked up in a thrift store. I always like the blue and white combo, whether it's dominant white or blue, either way. So I thought it was fitting because it's kind of classic and old school feel, like their house. So I got 3 of the succulents, as I said earlier, set up in there, and then in the bare spot there I planted a little sugar maple seed from my yard, so that'd be cool if it got to germinate. So we're almost there, so stand by.
You've arrived at
Walnut trees, and inside I didn't know if he would feel comfortable about me doing the house before it was done, but anyways, there's like a split birch down by the water. It is just a really cool, like, old school farmy area.
in three
Really
quarters
cool.
of a mile. Turn left on Platte Hill Road.
Ooh, look at those white pines. Beautiful. So that was a really good time at my client's house. The house was insane. I know I didn't get much footage because I didn't want to do the inside. He's really working hard on it, but all the original wood. The attic was absolutely insane. You saw that really old 104 meter long rock wall. Yes, I measured it because that stuff interests me. He had some really cool new trees in his yard, some fruit trees, I believe a couple of apples, different varieties, and then a nice white spire birch. And it's a 1785 house with pretty much all the originals, so he's taking out all the things that were added over the years that don't belong and restoring back to the original. So since I didn't get much footage there, I figured I would end the video with showing you how I winterize our chicken coop, chicken and duck coop, because we are heading away for Thanksgiving and it's been dipping down into the zeros. So I would, just be like to be reassured that my flock is good and warm. So we don't put any heat lamps in there for the winter because that causes nasty bacteria in the air, and they can get lung infections and such. But actually stacking hay on where their droppings and everything else have been in there without removing the old stuff first actually helps seal it up for the winter. There's a term for that, and I'll get you that in a minute. But stand by for the chicken coop. All right, so I got this bale of hay, and we have this sucker double gated because we've had attacks in the past from all sorts of different animals, both here and at our past location. So this thing is like it's like the entrance to a dungeon, a castle. It's really heavy, and then we've got it doubled up with these bungees that go across. And then this makes Laura feel better that there's a rock on top of it for some reason. I don't really think it does anything. All right, so I'll remove this huge dealie, and then there's just a little chicken wire mesh swing door inside of that, so it's a little double door, so they can't get out, and hopefully nothing can get in.
Huh? I mean, I just sound really silly, so.
All right, so you see all their laying boxes. There's 6 in total. And then they actually like to sleep up here during the summer on this roosting post, and the duck lays underneath them. And then they huddle together in the winter in these. So it's called deep littering. I told you I'd get you that term. Deep littering is where you leave the old hay and waste and stuff, and it seals up a lot of the gaps, and it actually heats up and creates heat. So that's why you leave it in there. So we're just going to give a nice little layer of hay right now in the laying boxes, and on the ground they'll probably kick it out of the laying boxes because they're crazy, but that'll really provide some heat for the winter here. You see on the sides, those are for when we were at a different place and they ate primarily inside, so you just pour all their food in that PVC pipe and they eat out of there, right there. So that is about it. Okay, so we're gonna put the hay in. I'll show you how it is in the finish. All right, y'all. All right, so 1 bale of hay really does a lot. So I put about a 12-inch layer, which they'll mat down and they'll dig little holes. And then in the back of the laying boxes, I smashed it up in there because if there's gonna be any wind, it would come from that end. I do have the tarp going across the whole ceiling and then along the back. So that also provides some wind control. If it gets too bad this winter, I will close up this side here. And these are just precautionary to stabilize it, just in case the weight of the snow doesn't blow off like I anticipate it's going to. I think with the wind gusts, it'll like blow the tarp up, knock the wind off, so I won't have an issue with that this winter. So that's gonna do it for today here at the ranch, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. The chickens are happy, the ducks are happy, and I'm happy that I'm going away on a much deserved holiday. So this will be the last video. Next one you'll see will be in St. Martin. So have a great day, y'all.